For the sake of all the people you've killed, I'm going to beat you!
Hey guys, Warrior93 here, and I'd like to start up yet another Dragon Ball Z discussion. If you remember my last discussion video, I did discuss what I think is canon about Dragon Ball, and yeah, whatever, I did that. So I did mention the Dragon Ball Minus chapter being canon in the manga universe, and if you didn't see the other video, I like to suggest that you pause this video right now and go look at it, as I will bring up a lot of points that I've made in that video. Okay, I've waited enough. Let's get into this video. As you can see from the title, I'm going to be discussing the canonicity, that's a word, right, of the Dragon Ball Minus chapter, as it's full with huge plot holes and contradictions. I am not going to discuss every plot hole, but the ones that completely throw off the series as a whole, which is kind of like the movies. First up, on how it contradicts with Bardock the father of Goku. Of course, we know this is a whole new story that completely rewrites it. But as I was thinking about it, there are certain things stated in the manga that even question that it's even canon. There's a certain scene in the manga that does there's a certain scene in that chapter that does throw off the whole series, even for the manga. Although a lot of you guys would like to say the manga is canon no matter what. Yeah, then I'm going to be a manga fantard. I'm going to be a Akira Toriyama fanboy. But the thing is, this thing begs to differ. Like, you gotta stop. Like, I know Akira Toriyama's the author, but you still gotta question his methods of approaching his own series. Like, I'm not going to just accept something and just seeing something that's like completely rewritten and contradicts something even for the original series. Anyways, let me stop getting off topic and let me look back at my script. Anyways, this scene begs to differ. So, if we take a look near the end of the chapter, Bardock and Gine were about to send Goku off in a stolen space pod. We already know that they were going to send him to Earth, but Gine did mention that she was going to tell Raditz. But how did she tell Raditz at all? Like, he was sent along with Vegeta to another planet entirely. And the chapter says in a few short hours the planet was completely vaporized. So they all died, basically. I do question how Raditz even got told this information at all. Yet alone, even if he was told through his scouter. Why did he tell Goku when he was meeting him that he was sent to Earth to destroy it, when in that chapter they sent him away for safety? It really makes no sense. Like, why would he lie? It throws off the whole series as to why Goku was even sent. So that was just a huge plot hole that throws off just the beginning of the series. It's bad. Like, some other people may accept it, but for me, I just don't like I don't really care for much for plot holes, but when it comes from like the beginning of a series that actually establishes that series as a whole. Moving on, there's another scene that contradicts the manga, as it was when Goku landed on the battlefield and Frieza realizes that Goku's the son of Bardock. And in the manga, when Frieza realized this, the background showed a picture of Bardock being battle damaged like in the special, whereas to Dragon Ball Minus, Bardock was wearing a completely different outfit, resembling the traditional Saiyan battle suit. Here's why I mention this. What could he possibly do in a couple hours to get damaged up and change suits? It doesn't make any sense. Who did he possibly fight in that amount of time, which is a few hours or a couple hours, whatever I said earlier, which was in the manga, which I just forgot what the number was, which I will edit it later and I will see for myself, whatever. Just the amount of time that he stood up to Frieza. What was he thinking?
Gine, I'm going to stand up to Frieza! So I'm going to fight one of his strongest guards and get close to him and finish him there. Okay, bye!
For me, that doesn't really cut it. It just seems weird. Another plot hole I'd like to mention is Frieza even knowing about the Super Saiyan God. As we know from Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, Beerus was the only one who knew of it, and he didn't even know what it is. All he knew is that he fought it with it inside of his dreams, and the name he didn't even know about 5 years until after 5 years about the Buu Saga, when he finally woke up and somehow he knew it in his dream. Which, according to Beerus' sleep timeline, theme Dragon Ball timeline, Beerus had a 39 years of sleep, so he knew Frieza for basically over 40 years. And Frieza died, you know, somewhere in the middle of that. I can't forgot the exact number of years. I know it's over 10 years. But not even Vegeta knew about it, and he knows a lot about the Saiyans. Even during the Ginyu arc, all the way through the Frieza arc, all he kept talking about was the Super Saiyan legend. So if Vegeta didn't even know, so how can Frieza know at all? Did King Vegeta mention this? Did anyone else mention this? Like, I don't see how Vegeta can't know and Frieza does know. It wasn't mentioned on later in the manga either. It was just mentioned in that chapter. Although I do understand that the concept of Super Saiyan God wasn't even thought of at the time, you still think it seemed weird that that was even brought up in the first place. Although a small-ish plot hole, I guess you can figure it. It was just a stupid dialogue mess up, I guess. So that's really all the plot holes I think I can name that throw off the series. And like I said, it really does question the canonicity, that's a word, right, of this chapter to the manga series. So for me, I'm not really sure. It's a manga chapter, but it contains so many plot holes that they seem like only the movies would do. Maybe it could be a what if thing. I'm not sure. What do you think? Do you think this chapter is canon even though of the serious plot holes, or do you think it's just a what if? So just so you all know, there are things I didn't mention in this video due to it being controversial throughout the Dragon Ball community. So I decided to stick with the facts as we know it. One controversial thing was Bardock the father Goku had its own manga chapter. It had its own thing going on, which did pertain to the special OVA. So I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if Toriyama wrote that or it was just kind of like a bounce off of that just so it ties into the manga somehow. So there was that. And that someone told me in the comments of the video a long time ago. I tried looking it up. I couldn't really find anything. But yeah, that's what I did name. There's also a manga chapter of the episode of Bardock, which is another thing controversial. Although, I know this for sure, I did read the manga on it, and it is its own manga for sure. So that's really controversial. I'm not sure if whether the manga came first or the anime came first to it. So I decided to leave those alone and try to stick with what we know Toriyama wrote. But anyways, just like I said, what do you guys think? Comment your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to read them. Just so you all know, the next video is a requested video, which I forgot to get to recording, but I'm putting in this video to kind of remind myself and you guys, if I make another discussion video and it's not that subject, I will notice, and it's kind of, and you guys can notice and tell me. The next discussion will be about, is Vegeta a good or a bad father? So there's that. And before I drag this video out any longer, I'm going to end it here. See you later.